On this episode of The Bottomless Pit.
He's walking up to me like he's taking up the whole pavement, swaying right and left. And then he just shouted, "Oi, mate, you want a fucking blowjob?" It was like The Dictator meets David Attenborough. Right? This guy looks right and he looks left and he's like, "What did you say?" And he looks right and he looks left and he looks really, really deep in the eye and he goes, How do you know the boss?
Oh my God.
I'm like, the boss? Yeah, well, they've kind of got face masks, haven't they? Just another person's arsehole. Me, I don't have nothing in the bag. He's like, "Open bag." You're not going to believe what happens next.
Hello guys, and welcome back to another dip into the bottomless pit with your host Adam Fawaz and special guest today Ali Fawaz, aka Ali Baba, aka the Prince Habibu, aka the DJ, the veteran DJ, the promoter, aka the man with many mysteries, aka one large penis extender, and Adam Fawaz as well. Hello and welcome to the podcast.
Yeah.
How you doing, boys? Nice to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you for coming.
In actuality, to be honest, Ali, we wanted to get you on with our brother Ali as well, and we were going to title it The Two Princes because that was Adam's suggestion. But like, we just had to go.
Yeah, because
I think you guys make the best duo.
It's a really good story because he's Ali, I'm Ali, and we
have a lot of stories together.
First name.
So let's just address the elephant in the room. We're recording this on a Wednesday, and on Tuesday, sadly, there was a horrific incident in our capital city of our homeland, Lebanon, in Beirut. There was an explosion that sadly killed quite a lot of people and injured so many more, leaving hospitals full to the brim, especially during this time of economic crisis and collapse, and with COVID-19 also going on, and 300,000 plus people displaced and without homes. So our thoughts and prayers are with them, and we wish them a speedy recovery for those who are injured and those who are homeless to find shelter and food and water and be looked after. And for those who have died, our thoughts are with you and with the families. We have a link in the description of this episode if you want to donate and learn more about Lebanon and what's going on. Please educate yourself and donate as much as you can, or even just share the link to help as much as you can.
Pretty horrific, and it's really important. Lebanon needs us, and yeah, check it out. Donate what you can because it's all fun and games, but this is serious stuff,
Yeah. All right, so First order of business. You are a man of many stories. And to be honest, like, you're the guy in the family who we all urged to be a comedian, like do stand-up comedy. Have you ever thought of actually doing stand-up comedy, like going to a comedy club and actually like performing?
You know what it is, Bilal? I'm not a funny guy, right? I'm not a funny guy. But one thing I can tell you is all the weirdest shit in the world always happens to me. I don't know what it is, but when something really weird happens, and I think, when I'm going to relay this story on, people are going to say, "Why does this weirdest shit always happen to you?" And it just does. The weirdest shit.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you a story. This one time, right? I was minding my own business, right? I was going to take my bins out, right?
Yeah.
I live on a quiet cul-de-sac in the UK, yeah?
Yeah.
Quiet place. I'm there. I've got my baggy ass pajama bottoms. I've got no boxes underneath, yeah? So all you have to do is put like a mobile phone in my pocket, and my trousers, my ass, everything, balls will be hanging out of me, right? So I'm going to put the bins out. Yeah, my wife and my daughter's inside the house. This is late night time, right? I got to my bin, the wheelie bin on the driveway, went to hold it, and then I heard like a... I thought, what the fuck was that? Anyway, the sound started coming closer.
Yeah.
So I looked up and I saw this dude. He looked like, I don't know, tracksuit, big, beefy guy. He looked like he was like part of the EDL or something, like he looked like he...
like a skinhead.
Yeah. What's that angry team in London, the football team? What are they called? Millwall. He looked like a Millwall. He's walking up to me like he's taking up the whole pavement, swaying right and left. And then he just shouted, "Oi, mate, you want a fucking blowjob?" Hey? But, straight away I thought, nah, this guy's trying to sell me drugs. Like, I thought maybe this is the new...
This is an offer I can't refuse.
Yeah, I thought, nah, this guy's trying to sell me drugs. Right? So
yeah.
I thought, never mind, I'll pretend I didn't hear him. I'm there in my wheelie bin. Then he starts getting close and he's getting a bit rowdy, all right? He's like, "Oi, I said, do you want a fucking blowjob?" I thought, gee, this isn't happening. You see this shit in crime much, right? On Netflix and stuff. You don't think you'd ever be that guy, right? So at first I thought, nah, this is a prank. Like his mates are in a bush filming it. It's going to be on fucking World Star or something tomorrow, right? But there's no one there. It's just me and this guy. So I'm like, shit, what am I going to do? So he starts walking over and he's like swinging his arms, like he's going to start a fight on me. He's like, come on, me and you, we're here now. Blowjob, come on. I was like, I looked right, I looked left, I was like, fuck this. So I threw the bin, banged on the door. No one's open, I've got no keys, nothing. Anyway, my wife opens the door. I do like a military dive. I do a forward roll. And I close the door just about in time. And my wife says to me, "Ali, what's wrong? All you were doing was just taking out the bins. I don't ask you for much." I was like, "You don't understand what happened. This guy, he was trying to get me a blowjob. I have no pants on."
Yeah, so like,
and she was like,
weird shit just attracts to you. The same way that I'm very accident prone. Like every time you see me, there's always a problem. Like I've been in an accident or I've been injured or something. You have the same thing, but you just have weird shit just magnetized towards your life.
Ali.
Yeah.
Someone asking you if you want a blowjob isn't the most threatening thing in the world, if you think about it.
Yeah, it was a weird one because, at first I thought it was funny. I was like, you won't believe what happened to me last night. And then one of my female friends turned around and said, yo, Ali, that's serious stuff, that you've been abused. And I was like, oh, really? When you say it like that, I guess that is pretty messed up. So moral of the story is actually that wasn't just weird. That was
you almost got molested.
Pretty.
You almost got raped. Yeah, that's crazy.
Pretty rapey. Yeah. This is what I'm talking about. Weird stuff happens. I'm not the funny guy. I'm just the guy in the funny situation,
Yeah, I got what you mean. I mean, like the Thailand story. I think that's probably like one of your funniest stories that you've ever told anyone. And the thing is, when you tell stories, it's not obviously for the listeners. Obviously, this is an audio only podcast, but the way like your facial expressions, your hand gestures, your movements, you like put all your heart into like the performance of telling a story.
Like,
do you know what it is?
You have a craftsmanship of storytelling. I like the slick Rick of funny stories,
Oh, really? I like that. Do you know what it is? I'm quite like animated looking. I've got quite interesting features, and I think that just adds to the story. It captivates people.
Yeah, definitely.
You're a bit film.
One Swedish pump.
Anyway, people would not like. Obviously, people don't get that reference. If you get that reference, then like you definitely are a part of the Fawaz family. Let's just say that. Yeah. You've watched a lot of it.
We don't say that.
Huh?
Yeah, don't you think that's an annoying thing when people say, if you know, you know? That's like the dumbest shit you could ever say.
Yeah.
But then in a weird way, it makes sense. If you know, you know. So if you know what I just said, you're a real OG Fawaz, or down with that old school British humor.
Yeah.
I think it's an easier way of just not explaining something. So you can't be asked to explain. So you just say if you know, you know. Yeah.
So I wanted to hear more about this Thailand experience, the infamous story that you always tell. But it's such a good story. Like, anytime you tell that, like, there's always a whole crowd of people just sitting around hearing you tell this, like, unbelievable story.
Okay, because there's a couple, right? So are we talking about the group of guys?
Yeah, the group of guys, the weird guys.
It's an ongoing story of funny things that happen in Thailand.
Thailand is just a weird place in general, to be honest.
Yeah. Thailand's funny.
When it's there, it becomes weird. It's just it attracts a magnet for that. Tell us.
That's it. It's a weirdness magnet. But yeah, Thailand, so cool. Such a great place for anyone who hasn't been. But anyway, I went. Me and my wife. We went on our honeymoon to Thailand, and we went on this little boat trip to some really pretty islands to do some snorkeling and some swimming and hanging out and stuff. Right. So it was mainly couples on the boat, European couples, I would say. You know, there's a couple of French guys on there, a few Brits. Anyway, the vibe was cool. It was chilled, you know. There was a few honeymooners on there. Everyone was quiet, you know, very Western, you know. Anyway, the crew was cool. It was like these really little Thai guys. You know, if you saw them from behind, these guys looked like 4 or 5 years old. These guys were like 50, you know. But they were cool as hell. So everyone's on the boat, people are chilling, taking photos of each other, and then everyone's peaceful and stuff, and all you can hear is, "Hello, hello, come with me, we'll get on the boat." And literally, one's got like a hook, one's got like an eye patch, he's only got one eye. But it was crazy, right? They look quite Middle Eastern, you know, like bearded. Literally, these guys stood out. You know, it was a group of a random bunch of 40 to kind of 50-year-old men. There's like 4 or 5 of them.
In like a honeymoon cruise thing.
Yeah, on a honeymoon cruise, right? You guys had like wetsuits on, slippers. One guy had like the first ever underwater camera. Literally, it was huge. You know, like we had to give him like a whole area just like to put the camera. Right, he was making
James
like
Cameron type of gear.
Yeah, like it was like
doing a Planet Earth documentary.
It was like The Dictator meets David Attenborough. Right? So these guys, everyone goes quiet, right? Even the crew, like, what's going on here? Like, it felt like Captain Phillips were getting hijacked, right? So everyone's like really wary of these guys. Anyway, so we get moving, and the crew start briefing us. So they're like, right, we're going to this protected area. You can't touch anything, right? If anyone touches anything, it's a wrap. We're getting back on the boat. We're going, okay? And everyone's like, yeah, sure, no worries. So everyone, you know, gently just falls into the sea, and everyone swims off. Anyway, we finish and we climb back on the boat. But the group of dudes, they're nowhere to be found. But I noticed that massive camera is missing. Like, literally, the thing must have weighed a ton. I don't know how they'd even move around with it. So I said to my wife, I think they've forgot the guys. You know, they're about to leave without the guys. Yeah. And all of a sudden, like, the bubbles started to come up, bro. And I saw this hook, like, go onto the deck and pulled himself up, and it was one of the dudes. Right? And he was like, bring me a drink to the cabin crew, right? the guys. And the guy was like, all right. And he's like, Ali, the other ghost called Ali. He's like, come. And they bring up this huge suitcase and like a hold-all bag from under the water. They pull it up. They've got like a rope with them. And everyone's like, what the hell is going on? But everyone's looking at each other.
Whole operation.
People don't want to look at them. everyone's being all like European. No one wants to like look, it's rude and all this. But like people are like, what the hell is going on? But I'm cool because you know how it is, guys.
Yeah.
Like when phased, So I'm like, it's cool. And my wife looks at me, she's like, is everything okay? And I'm like, trust me, it's cool. These are my guys. They're probably just doing some dodgy ass. They're cool. Anyway, so the captain wasn't having any of it. The captain knew something was wrong. He's seen these types before. So he approaches the guy with the hook, and he's like, hey, what's in the bag? And the guy with the hook is like, me, I don't have nothing in the bag. He's like, open bag. You're not going to believe what happens next. So they open this huge suitcase, and all of a sudden he starts throwing back in the sea these huge bits of coral, literally like clams with like a pearl in the middle. Like, the rest of it, come on. And then he opens another holdall bag. He throws like an octopus back into the sea. Literally, this guy's got treasure and everything. These guys, they've done some crazy operation.
Sent straight from ISIS just to get seafood dinner.
Literally. And the last guy comes up and he's like, Mustafa, we were worried. And he pulls out the huge camera. And he's like filming the whole thing.
The huge camera.
So funny. It was so funny. It was so funny because these guys, bless them, the rest of the people on the boat, they didn't know how to act and stuff. I thought it was so funny. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. So I see some funny stuff.
Wait, so Ali, this wasn't the only thing that happened to you in this vacation, was it? This holiday?
Yeah, probably not. Probably not.
I heard there was an incident on the boat where you guys nearly died. Or at least the people on the boat thought you nearly died.
Yeah, so funny enough, it was the same boat journey. This boat is the never-ending boat journey. What's going to happen next, right? So there was these guys, right? And they came on. I think they were Chinese tourists. Anyway, they were really cool. They were dressed in what you put babies with. When they go into cold pools, not wetsuits, but they're like onesies kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
You had these grown ass dudes in zebra print onesies. It was really sweet actually. And they were in couples, and the women had the same. They were very, very. They did not want to catch the sun. These guys were serious about not getting the suntan for this holiday, right? Anyway. So these guys decide to sit at the back of the boat. But when you're on the boat, right, you never sit at the back, because at the back, that's where all the action happens. That's where all the waves crash and stuff.
Yeah.
I remember I told you, everyone on this boat, all shy, don't want to look, we shouldn't stare, those types, don't stare. Right? So, these guys are in the back, literally getting trashed by the waves on this boat. They've obviously got a short straw. They're getting absolutely hammered. And there's a woman, bless her, she sat in between her partner's legs, and he's holding her in a full Nelson, because she's going everywhere.
Bracing her.
Water's just going on.
The brace
Dude, she's
position.
suffocating with water. She's going to drown. She's like, and the guy's like, and she's like, literally freaking out, right? And when everyone wants to laugh, we're sat in 2 rows facing each other, everyone wants to laugh, but everyone's being polite. So no one's looking at each other, because all it takes is one person to crack and everyone's just going to go, right?
Yeah. Circle of laughter.
She's getting trashed. And she gets up, try and move, and she falls back, and this massive wave falls on her. And then all of a sudden, someone cracks, and it was this lady sitting in front of me. She was quite well to do, and she had a young child with her, and she just said, "Oh my God, it's like she's going to die." The whole boat starts going. Everyone's creasing, and this poor woman, she's literally she's having the worst time of her life. But yeah, it was hilarious.
Oh my God.
I'll tell you guys a story that always amuses me. This one, I always think back and I think, I don't know what to make of this story. It's insane.
Wait, in what way?
So,
what do you mean?
In so many ways. So, in fact, this was quite a booky trip, right? So, we went to this, if anyone who knows, Exit Festival, coolest festival ever, right? In Serbia, in Novi Sad, really, really awesome festival. So we went there, me and a few friends, a really long time ago. And we went interrailing in Eastern Europe. So we went to a few different spots. And we took, the train that runs through like Germany, Hungary,
the whole of
Serbia,
Eastern Europe.
Anyways, so it was so cool. Anyway, we get on, and it's a mixed group of guys and girls. Anyway, the train gets really busy, so we lock ourselves in like a private cabin sort of thing. And everyone that walks past, we just pretend. Every time someone wants to come in, you guys are going to think I'm an asshole. I'm just pretending. We're pretending we're sleeping because we just don't want anyone to, fuck up the vibe. Basically. So anyway, this dude just appears at the window and he won't move. So like, I'm opening my eye and I'm like, shit, guys, he's still there. Literally like 20 minutes. Shit, guys, he's still there. And this guy, he looked like a flamenco singer, right? / people smuggler. / yeah, this guy looked like, if you saw this guy, he looked fucking crazy, right? He had like a bit of a stubble. He had like a really unkept ponytail. He was balding a bit. He was like, like kind of hench but fat at the same time.
So kind of like a evil villain from like a cartoon.
He looked like he looks
a bit sinister, a bit like messed up.
He looks like he'll be on a forum in Austria, arranging to meet dudes and eat them and shit. He looks like that kind of guy, right? So anyway, we're like, yeah, I'm literally like, guys, shit, he's still there. And one of the girls was like, oh my god, I'm really scared. Should we just let him in? Maybe he's nice. So I'm like, you know what? Let's have dicks. We're being dicks now. Let the guy in. This is a long journey, right? Everyone paid their share. So we open the door and he's mad silent and he sits down in between everyone. Have you ever seen Eurotrip or the Miss Scorsese? He was a bit like that guy. He literally sat in between everyone. And we were like, and someone just, broke the silence and someone says, oh, hi mate, I'm Dave. What's your name? We all went silent and he gently lifted his head and he looked into Dave's eyes. He was like, hey, I thought you'd never fucking ask me. My name is Dimitri. Nice to meet you. You like weed? Anyway, these guys were like, yeah. So anyway, they're hanging out. They're having a little smoke on the train and stuff. We're playing a bit of cards with our new friend Dimitri. Everything seems cool, right?
Yeah.
And it's literally like the hotbox this little area, and we get to the border of Serbia, and all these like military dudes get on, and like you can imagine the state of this place, And I was like, shit, and he's like, don't worry, nobody fucks with Dimitri. So and they're like, passport, really, these serious looking dudes. And Dimitri steps out, has a little word. They look back at Dimitri, he gives them the nod. We flash the passport, it's all cool. They can see what's going down. No one cares. It's like, don't worry, Dimitri take care of everything. And we're like, yeah, cool. We're like, where are you going, Dimitri? He's like, where are you going? We're like, oh, we're going to Serbia. He's like, why? There's a festival. He's like, Dimitri is going too then. So we're like, okay, that sounds cool. So it's overnight thing, right? So we all start sleeping, right? And we wake up, bro, because one of the girls is like laughing, and it's mad dark in the cabin. I'm like, what's going on? Yeah, so Dimitri's tickling this girl's foot on this little tiny ass cabin, and she's laughing like nervously. So we wake up and we're like, Dimitri, dude, like, well, I thought we were cool. Why are you tickling her feet, bro? It's like, Dimitri likes her feet. I thought it would be funny to tickle it. We're like, nah, man, you have to cut that out. Anyway, cut a long story short. So Dimitri ends up tagging along with us. And it turned out he was really weird as fuck, but he was actually a really good, he was a really good guy, you know. He looked after us and we had a good time. And, you know, he wasn't that creepy once he kind of got comfortable. And he ended up spending the whole weekend with us. He just camped. But Dimitri was so hardcore, right? It was like 40 degrees. That's how centigrade. It was hot. Dimitri had no tent, no sleeping bag. Dimitri would just fall asleep in a straight line like a dead body, and he'd cross his arms just in the middle of the
like a mummy. Yeah.
You would just see him. So that's funny, right? Because where we was campsite, we met some really cool guys from Ireland, right?
Yeah.
These guys were really cool, really nice. You know, they were all I was in my early 20s. These guys were a lot older. They were like 30s, 40s. One of them was a hairdresser. One of them was like a stylist or something. Anyway, these guys were having a good time, bro. Like they were getting on it. They were partying hard. They were doing like, these guys were partying in another way, right? And a whole other party. So one night these dudes turn up, right?
Yeah.
Proper rude boys, you know, not skeezers. You get me? Not fam. You get me? In Nottingham, fam. You get me? Grind, yeah? Drill music, fam. You get me? Turn up to the show. You get me? They're like, yo, pussy boy, give me a fag, boy. To this guy. So anyway, like they're starting terrorizing the camp. You know these guys. You know, they want a bit of attention. You know, I said to the guys, relax. They'll move on. They're gonna hang out anyway. So one of these dudes, these Shottingham guys, falls asleep in one of the cool Irish guys' tent, right? So he falls asleep in his tent. Now the Irish guy, he's a hairdresser, right? He's an interesting guy. He's been hitting it hard too much, you know. He's I don't know, Mal. Like he's in the camp next to us. But I can see that he's been overindulging. Anyway,
many different drugs in his system.
Yeah, he's tripping, bro. Like, he's doing like hallucinogenics and stuff. And this guy, all of a sudden, all you can hear is like, ah! Like a scream, like really loud, like 5 a.m. And everyone comes out the tent. And it's the rude boy guy, you know, the Shottingham, yo, gangster Tupac guy, yeah? He jumps out the hairdresser's tent. Yeah. And he's like, the fuck you doing, fam? Damn right, man. Fuck that, fam. You know what you're doing to man, fam? I'm gonna kill you, fam. You get me, fam? Tupac even knows I'm gonna kill you, fam. You know, like proper giving it all that. Right? And the guy, the Irish guy, the really nice guy, he's crying his eyes out. He's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Oh, I didn't know what was going on. And we're like, what the hell has just happened?
Yeah.
This wannabe G-Fug guy is shitting his pants running out of a tent at 5 a.m. So everyone's consoling the Irish dude, the really nice guy. So all the girls and all the guys in the camp were like, oh my God, babe, what happened? And he's like, oh, I don't know what I did. I didn't know what I did. I didn't know. I was sleeping and it just happened. And they were like, what happened? He's like, I woke up and my finger was in his bum. So this guy,
Wait, what?
But basically, this guy was so messed up, bro. He was so messed up. In his sleep, he slipped his finger into the other guy's butthole. So he's into the gangster guy. Oh. He thought he was sick into his. So he woke up freaking out. And he's like, what the fuck? You see this guy jumping all the rude boy shit that he was putting on, all this like I know Tupac, you know, all this shit. All of that. It disappeared in 5 seconds. Yeah, that was funny.
Oh my God! Wait, so
listen, the whole day.
What happened to Dimitri after? Did you ever keep in contact? Like, are you friends with him on Facebook or something? Or
oh no. You know, funnily enough, I forgot about Dimitri till now. Like, I never kept in contact with him. I think one of the last days, you know, we were kind of like, you know, we kind of fancy just doing us today. Like, we want to have a nice
away from that
final day at the festival. Yeah, and have a meal and stuff and just catch up and, you know, get some downtime. And we said, look, Dimitri, like, you know, you've been awesome, man. Like, you know, you've got no tent. You're just sleeping on the grass. Like, You've even climbed over to the festival because he's like Chuck Norris, bro, Dimitri. That's the best way. He's hardcore.
God bless you, Dimitri, if you're hearing this.
He was like, no problem. Dimitri understands, and we never saw him again. I don't know if he took it the wrong way, or I hope
Did
not.
he walk into the ocean?
Huh?
Did he walk into the ocean?
Holding like bricks.
Yeah.
No, it was part of the crew that stole a coral from the reef. The Mustafa guy.
Maybe it's like
his new alias. Mustafa.
Yeah. We need to change the name, guys. Mustafa. Tomorrow you are Dimitri.
We might have met an oracle or something like that. Dimitri could have been an angel.
It was funny, but you know what, Dimitri, if you're listening to this, probably not, but if you, just in case, you're a legend, Dimitri. If you're listening, if you're here with us,
God bless you, Dimitri. God bless you. So Ali, you yourself, you're very you're a party guy. Let's just say that you used to do DJing for how many years, and that's where you also met your wife, whilst DJing.
Yeah, funny enough. Yeah. So maybe not so much a party guy now.
A family guy now.
Once upon.
Party guy to family guy.
Yeah, the coin has flipped. Now it's like children's parties.
DJ for the children's, put that Peppa Pig on. That
vape station. It's Peppa Pig.
Oh my god.
Hey. But yeah, I started DJing in my bedroom when I was about 14 years old, and I was playing UK garage at the time and hip hop, right? And that was my thing. I grew up on hip hop, and in my teens, the UK garage scene was massive, and I had mad passion for that, and I loved it. And then I used to play at parties and friends' parties, and sometimes, if I could get a sneaky set at a rave, I would play at a rave. But my kind of professional DJ career kicked off when I was about 19. So 19, 20, 21, so I was DJing full-time for a living for about 8 years. So that literally meant Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, DJing in the club, right?
But you're quite successful and really good.
Yeah, thank you. Do you know what? When you love what you do, you'll always do a really good job. And I love sharing good tunes with people and making people dance and come together and have a good time. So it's good times, man. Good times. So yeah, met my wife. Funny enough, I was covering another DJ, a really, really quiet night, randomly midweek, and she rocked up with her friends, started requesting some songs and stuff, and fast forward 11 years, and here we are.
2 kids,
mashallah,
a wife, a completely different job, completely different. Like your whole life is like.
Do you think you would
changed
11 years ago? Did you think you'd see yourself in this position?
Would I for 11 years? I would be settled down and etc. etc.
Yeah.
No. But life works in mysterious ways, right?
Yeah.
You know, you can't dictate what's going to happen to your life. I believe in destiny, right? I don't want to cheese it up now. Cheese it up. But I'm going to cheese it up. I think everyone has someone out there for them, and at some point you'll cross paths, whether you're 14 or 70 or 95. And I think it was just a case of that,
95. Which old geezer is crossing paths at 95?
Some people are like that.
Mate, you know about Viagra, right? You take these little blue things and,
oh my god, no.
It's all good, man.
It's all good.
And it's free for the government,
right? Wait, talking about Babe Station, since we've kind of mentioned that. Didn't you have your own? Well, you had an experience in Ibiza. I remember you told us because we were going to Ibiza at the time, and you told us about your experiences in Ibiza. You want to share that story?
That's Ibiza for you, right? That's Ibiza. So I was just on the beach one day on my own at like 7 a.m, playing a few tunes and stuff. And these two girls were like, "Hey, can we come and hang out with you?" And I thought, geez, they look really, really familiar. And I realized they were actually from Babe Station. But yeah, Ibiza.
No, but then your friends came and saw you, and like, didn't you say your friends came and saw you? And
yeah, so I'm ringing the boys, who are in the hotel. I'm like, dudes, you guys aren't going to believe it, but man over here is hanging out with Babe Station. Like, I think you guys need to come. And they're, oh man, it's so early. What are you ringing us for? I'm like, guys, serious? Are you serious? Hang up. Then later on, these idiots, we're having a good time. These guys are getting breakfast in and everything. These guys turn up and they're like, jaws to the floor, eyeballs hanging out, like popping out. Each one is sitting there with one titty here, one titty there. I'm like, dude.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm like, dudes, put your mouths back in, man. Close your jaws, right?
Act cool, boys. Act cool.
Yeah. It was like something from the In-Betweeners,
Yeah.
Very reminiscent of something like that.
Mm.
Yeah, Ibiza's a cool island, isn't it?
I see people bring their kids to Ibiza with them.
Yeah, it's
man,
weird.
people bring their kids.
No, that's weird still. Cause like you walk along the beach and you just see like people like these guys come up to you and like offer you drugs. Like
Yeah,
hey, you do cocaine? Oh, you want weed? You want acid? You want ecstasy? I have everything. And then he pulls out like his jumper and he has like 10 different packs of different drugs you've never seen ever before.
Bilal was crying. You couldn't believe it.
dude, I tell you a funny story, right? So the first time we went to Ibiza, we were the tender age of just turned 18. And we met this guy. He was selling necklaces.
Yeah.
Right? Really cool African guy. From, God, where was he from? I think he was from the Ivory Coast, if I remember right. Anyway, he was lovely, loveliest, sweetest guy you'll ever meet. And he was really, bless him, he was a bit strapped for cash. And he was selling these chains and no one wanted them, right? Anyway, we got on well. He found out I was half Moroccan. The conversation was flowing. We saw him every night. And he was like, "What's up, bro?" Shake hands, give him a little hug, high five, whatever. We even said our goodbyes before we left.
Oh.
Subsequently, the next year, we turned up and he was still there, but he'd upgraded, right? So now he starts selling pills, sunglasses, and necklaces, right?
Nice one.
Ooh.
Anyway, he's dressed a bit smarter. He's like, "Hey, boys, what's up? Morocco. And his name is... Interesting, his name is Tongue, right? Like tongue, like...
No, it's not. It's not.
Yeah, no, seriously, his name's Tongue, right? He's so cool anyway, guy. So we used to always chat to him and stuff. Anyway, the third year, we turn up again, and Tongue's there, but Tongue's not selling sunglasses or anything like that. Tongue is like this, he's like this kind of street dealer, ticket selling, kind of like
promoter,
everything dude, right?
The jack of all trades.
Yeah, he's really charismatic. He's like an African Leslie Chow, from The Hangover. That's the best.
Yeah.
Really, like, he's got a really bright, vibrant personality. Anyway, he's mad cool, and he remembers us. He was like, "Oh, I remember when you were very little, and he's like, we're like, "Yeah, it's been years, it's so good to see you again, Tongue." Anyway, so we turn up for the fourth year, right? We're older dudes now. And I can't see Tongue anywhere. I was looking forward. I wonder what Tongue's like now. He's probably like, I don't know. Probably owns his own car dealership.
He's really advanced up the roots.
Yeah, right. So this guy comes up to me and he's wearing, those like, I don't know what they're called, but they're like umbrellas that you attach to your head.
Oh,
like
yeah,
hats,
yeah.
but umbrellas.
Yeah.
What are they called?
Sun hat, whatever they call it.
Yeah,
Umbrella
those
hats.
funny ass things. Like no
Yeah.
one actually knows them. Yeah, so there's this guy selling them, and I had a little giggle, like a look. I was like, oh, that's funny that you're selling those. And he said, you want sunglasses? I'm like, no, I don't want sunglasses. He was like, look at this, look. So he shows me all the sunglasses. I'm like, no, I don't want any sunglasses. He was like, okay. You want pills? I was like, no, I don't want pills. I'm cool, man. I'm cool. I'm like, by the way, I know this is a bit of a random question, but do you know anyone called Tongue? This guy looks right and he looks left and he's like, what did you say? I'm like, do you know someone called Tongue? I'm looking for someone called Tongue. It's been years, you know. Maybe you know him. I don't know why. I would have thought maybe you just happen to know him. And he looks right and he looks left and he looks really, really deep in the eye and he goes, how do you know Tongue?
God.
How do you know the boss? I'm like, the boss? Tongue? Maybe we were on about the wrong guy. He's just, you know, some guy I used to know, and he's like describing Tongue, because Tongue's got a big scar and it starts in his eye and it goes down to his lips.
Yeah.
He's like, Tongue with the scar. I'm like, yeah. Oh my God, Tongue, where is he? Where can I find him? He's like, you don't find Tongue on the streets. I'm like, okay.
Tongue
I want to
finds you.
speak to Tongue. Like, how do I see Tongue? I really miss him. Like, I want to say hi, you know, pay my respect to Tongue. I'm on his island. So he makes this call. He calls out his little tongue. And they're talking. Next thing I know,
Yeah.
Tongue comes out of this like SUV, like all blacked out, and he's playing like DMX. He's got like grills. He's got like this linen shirt. Tongue is like, you know, like what's it called? You know, Alessandro Sosa in Scarface.
Yeah.
He's like,
All pimped out.
he's like the Godfather now. Yeah, he's literally like been promoted. He's like worked his way to the top, and he was like, "How are you doing, guys?" You know, like gives us a big. Everyone's looking. I was like, "How the fuck? What's going on here?" Right? And he invites us over for dinner, right? So, rock up to Tongue's house, and you know, everyone's sitting on the floor, and they've got like this beautiful rice, you know, and they're passing it around in a pan, and we're all just hanging out. Me and all the lucky guys, you know, they've got like all the sunglasses stacked up that they're gonna sell, all the little umbrella hats. And it was the most surreal experience ever, man.
In their house.
Yeah, I was sitting down with all the lucky. We're all like sharing from a pot of rice together in this apartment in like the back streets of San Antonio and Ibiza. The most surreal experience ever.
Nice, man.
And anyway, we had a really cool evening, and before we went, Tongue was like, "Hey, Morocco, be careful, eh? The streets are not safe this year. Any problems, go on." And I was like, "Tongue, man, respect, bro. One day, I'd love to see you in the streets of Birmingham, you know." But yeah, just amazing. But yeah, Tongue, just in case, Tongue, you know, you're one of those legends in life that you don't forget, you know.
Yeah,
but that just shows the power of humanity. Like, you know, two different guys, you know, one guy, he's selling chains and whatever in Ibiza, a couple of guys from Britain, you know, on holiday. You know, you generally make a bond with someone, and that's all that matters, you know.
Yeah.
Good people, you know, regardless of what you do. No one's judging anyone. He's a good guy. It's all good, you know. Do you know what? This isn't a story, right? This is some. Can I get deep? Can I get deep, or is that not cool?
Yeah, you're allowed to get deep.
Yeah, of course.
I can get deep. All right, cool. So I've been thinking a lot, right? Because I watched this film. It's called. Have you guys seen The Human Centipede?
Oh my God, Ali! What the hell?
Right, The Human Centipede. It's changed my perspective on life, right? Why are people being sent to prison? Death penalty, community service, blah, 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 blah. The answer is in the movie, right? So all you got to do, right, if you've got these really messed up dudes who are like out there committing really hard, well, I'm talking like harsh crimes, you know, like cold-blooded murders, rape, pedophilia, things that are damaging to people's lives and stuff.
Yeah.
Why not just make a Centipede, mate, and like make it a children's ride or something? Like you charge.
Oh my God,
and it
man!
could be
What
like,
the hell? That's
or
not
like,
right,
it could
man.
be like
That's some Himmler shit right there.
No, but it's all good because it's eco-friendly. Everyone use it as like
eco-friendly. What does the ride even like?
if you're not in a rush, take you from A to B. So I think it's quite a nice idea.
It's a bit messed up, but I get the direction you're kind of heading at. Wait, Ali, was that it? Is that your whole idea? Just make people who have done like committed awful crimes, just a human centipede for little kids to ride.
No, not just for little kids. So you could do like Sundays just for little kids to ride, because kids love like riding on adults' backs and stuff and all that kind of stuff. Right?
No, not when their heads are up the other people's asses. I don't think they'd like that.
No, but what you do is you just cover that with like a rainbow bandage or something, so that they can't see like the nitty gritty. They just think it's some sort of creature.
Just put them in a costume.
I think it's like a.
But it's very eco-friendly. It's friendly to the environment, right? And it eliminates a lot of things. If you can get it to work, I think it could be a massive thing. It could be the next business venture. You know what I mean? This could be you could sell this to the government. You make loads of money, right? I've got a few convicts. We're going to sew them up, and we're going to make a new way of public transport. I could see Boris selling this.
My God!
We have a new way of transport. We're going to implement a strategy like a human centipede. We're going to sew mouth to anus, hand in hand, and it will be used as a children's ride on Sundays.
That's a good idea.
But don't forget,
the problem is, to what extent would you get the punishment? Like, what if some guy has unpaid parking tickets and he becomes a human centipede?
No, you can't. Parking ticket. I think you should only do it for like really inhumane stuff, right? Really inhumane. So literally, like when there's no more place for you in society. Some people will argue there's always a place for people, but I disbelieve. So I think if there's no more place for you in society, what's the point of sending you for a 12-month free gym membership at the gym when actually put you to work? There's people that need to get to supermarkets and all that. So we'll make this human centipede, put some saddles on their back, and there you go. Bob's your uncle.
But you'd have to keep them like two people apart because of like COVID regulations.
Yeah, well, they've kind of got face masks, haven't they? Just another person's arsehole.
No, but I mean the people who are riding on top of them.
Yeah. You could do social distance, so every other person's got someone on its back.
Oh my God.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
But if you're listening to this, I want you to just visualize it, right? Just visualize,
I think we get the picture.
It'll be funny, man. It'll be funny. You could do like branding and stuff on it.
Oh my God.
Nike sponsor.
Yeah, you could have it like the centipede.
Risk everything.
Risk everything, yeah.
All right. Thank you, Ali, for coming on to the show at late notice as well. No, obviously, we've had the unprecedented events happen yesterday, and that's why we couldn't record, and we had to move it today. Link is still in the bio if you want to donate and spread awareness of what's happening in Lebanon and educate yourselves as well.
Yeah, please.
Don't be ignorant. Yeah. Thank you, Ali, once again, and hopefully we'll see you soon on another podcast with the other cousins, or even my brother Ali, and we'll have the two princes. And Adam, thank you for joining us as well. Prince Habibu does not like chewing gum. Is not chewing gum.
Habba
Baba.
Prince Habibu.
Thank you, Adam, for joining us as well. And any last words?
Guys.
Swedish penis pump.
Alright.
Moral of the story is, right, I hope everyone enjoyed the stories, but there's a real meaning behind the stories, and that is, behind everything, right, we can come together despite our differences, yeah? And, Tongue is an example of that, Dimitri is an example of that, I'm an example of that. Mustafa and Ali and the boys. You know, at the end of the day, we're humanity, right? And that ties in quite well with what we're saying about what's happening in, Lebanon, right?
And around the world.
Humanity. And all over the world, people are going through hardships, and we don't need to go through hardships, right? Obviously, accidents happen, but I think it's important for me.
We're all human.
My duty as a human being is any sort of platform I get just to encourage this. So I just wanted to just look out for each other, help out each other, and we can all live good, man. We can all live good. So thank you for having me. Peace and love to everyone, and until next time.
Thank you for listening, and peace.
Shut up.
Burtuka.